Hey, hey, wise. Hello. Hello. So this is officially the last week, and I feel like the last day for people to say Happy New Year, right? About the first week, right? After that first week, it's like, okay, we over it now. All right, we over it. How y'all doing? What's going on? What's going on this evening? What is going on? Happy Self-Care Friday. Happy Self-Care Friday. Hello. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it in on this evening. I've been trying to put my notes together and get my words right. Listen, I want to just start off by first saying the top of the year is not my, it ain't for me, okay? It's not my forte. It's not my, I don't do good, okay? It seems like all the administration work comes, all the to do things that you got to do for the whole year, everything with not just in your home, but in your business, with the kids. And now with me planning this event and, trying to get that in order, it's like, man, no, I'm going to be probably caught up in like the second half. But right now, it ain't working right. It is not working right. I am not one of those ones who are not this year. Nope, I'm not doing it. So what's going on with y'all? What's going on with y'all? I wanted to stop in and, as promised, come and speak to you, trying to give you some information. Like, this is going to probably be a very informative, live. But I definitely want to share a little word with you, very brief. One of the things I'm really, really working towards, because of so many different things that's going on and so many different things that I got going on, I'm going to probably start to cut down on my time, unless God leads me differently. But that's really one of the goals that I have set just for myself, because I have to make sure that I am still maintaining my well-being. My goodness, I am really, really, really learning, like, you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself on this journey too. Like, I was not ready to come back. I'm just going to be 100% honest. I wasn't ready, right? I wasn't ready. And I know it was like, okay, like tomorrow's my first day back, going back to doing sessions. My January schedule, is definitely, have gotten, filled. And I'm thankful to God. But one of the things, I was speaking to one of the ladies who was actually supposed to be one of the speakers at the event. And she said something to me that really, really stood out. And what she said to me is, I'm very selective on my engagements. I'm very selective on, what I show up for, what I say yes to. I'm very selective. I'm very selective on, even the clients that I take in, because I have to be mindful of my own well-being. I have to be mindful of my own self. And that's just something that I'm just going to just make top tier this year for myself. Like, I'm not going to settle or, go back and forth with, whether or not I'm going to make me a priority. Like, even in business, it's like, I have to make myself a priority. It's either, you on board or you not type of thing, because we come with a different win this year. All right. And so, like I said, I wanted to share some information with you, kind of give you like a little briefing of what's going on. One of the things I want to just encourage you to do for the ones, especially for the ones who are on my YouTube channel, my YouTube supporters. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I'm going to encourage you to if you're not already following me on my Instagram page, which is my main platform, I want to encourage you to follow me on my Instagram page, his wife _buoyancy_coach. Because a lot of times I may do a video on my Instagram live and I might not necessarily, do it on, YouTube. I'm probably not going to be doing a whole lot of, sharing, as far as, doing a whole video, because it's so much like different technical teas and stuff be happening sometimes, with this Instagram thing. And so trying to record it and then put it up, and it just be a lot. So you may only get clips of it. So I'm going to really encourage you to, if you have not already, start following me on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. And that's also one of the reasons why I'm also trying to cut down as far as how much I share and how long I'm on here. Really, really trying to make a stance when it comes down to how much I'm sharing and what all I am coming on to share in this new year. Hello. But I wanted to share some information with you. I want to first start off by saying, listen, restoration is your portion, wife. All right. Restoration is your portion. For some of you may not know me, my name is Coach T. I am a mental health wife coach. And I help wives who are going through a marriage separation, who are slapped in the middle of a marriage separation. They're dealing with some marriage challenges, some marriage hardship. Many of the wives that I work with have biblical reasons to exit out of their marriages, but they feel a tug, or they feel like God has told them not to leave that marriage. And so for these wives, I am helping. These are the wives that I'm helping. So welcome. I've been sharing with you since, like the end of last year. I've been sharing with you that, wife, you got next, right? You got next. You are up next. Listen, you got to understand and know that you are on the heart of God in this season. You are on the heart of God. God has not forgotten about you. You are on the heart of God. He cares about your well-being on this journey, wife. He cares about you. A lot of times I speak to wives and they are in this place where they feel like God has forgotten me, right? God has forgotten me. And I want to just come on today and remind you, God has not forgotten you. You are up next. The first quarter of the year is usually very booked and busy for many. Right? It's usually very booked and busy for many. And so for that reason, I refuse to get caught up in the, the trend and all that traffic and, trying to, come up against, everybody got this going on. This person got this going on. We hosting this and we offering this and you can, sign up for this. We doing this vision board party. We doing this. My church is having this going on. We got this conference going on. It's a lot. It be a lot, right? It's a lot. And so I have made a decision that I'm not going to get caught up in that this year. I'm not going to do that. And to each his own. Everyone got to get their life together. I understand. Everybody trying to, do the fast. I think with our church fast is actually started on tomorrow. Everybody doing their fast and everybody trying to get their goals in order. They New Year's resolutions together. And I'm just not going to get caught up in that. I'm not going to get caught up in that. And so I normally start like the second quarter. I start around that time, but this first quarter it's rough because everybody trying to get it in. Now, the only thing that I do want to do this month, and I do have a clarity course coming up this month for the month of January the 20th. It's on a Saturday. That clarity course is January the 20th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have not already taken my training on that, I want to encourage you to do so, right? I want to encourage you to do so. If you have not gotten my 30-day training on, just getting clarity in your marriage, I want to encourage you to do so. Now, one of the things that I have decided to do when I do offer the clarity course is if you have already taken the clarity course, you can come back to this, to the Zoom call for a re-entry price. And I think I said $35. So if you already paid for the training, you already did the training, but you still have questions, you're still not at a place where you can do a consultation. This is one of the things that I am offering. This is one of the things I'm offering, for wives, in this the top of the year. Like, that's one thing I am going to do. I know a lot of people are not, we just finished Christmas, the holidays, a lot of people don't spend out, and I get it. So trying to sign up for a consultation, maybe not really in your budget right now, because that price has not changed, okay? That price has not changed. And so signing up for a consultation may not necessarily be in your budget, but if you sign up for the clarity course, you would still have access to ask Coach T some questions. And if you have already taken the course, you've already purchased it, great. You can come back and do a re-entry where you can come back and still ask questions. Like, we won't be on there for 2 hours, and we will not have the wife panel, but you are able to come on and ask questions. And, like I said, I will go through the training again with the ones who, with the ones who, are getting the training, for the ones who have questions, and you will be able to, join along with that. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to do those every single month. That's just something I'm saying, like, for January, to get people in position, especially the wives who are still at a place where, like, I don't really know about my marriage. I don't really know what's going on. I don't really know what's next for me. I really, really want to make sure those wives are on board going into this new year. So if you are still on the fence about your, marriage separation, you still have questions, you still trying to figure this thing out, I don't really know, Coach T, this thing ain't looking good. I don't really know where we are right now. I want to encourage you. And then if you already have taken it, you can come back, just pay your $35 fee, and then you can come back and still ask your questions. Okay. I want to just do that this month for wives. All right. Like I said, this year has already started. This year has already started out on go. And I am wondering if people are really ready for go time. Everybody like, let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. 2024. This is going to be my year. 2024. I'm here for it. 2024. I want more. 2024. I'm ready. But I'm like, are you? Like, are you really ready? Have you really sat down with God long enough to see what he's saying to you? Have you really put in that time that God is, asking of you? Have you really put in that time and really got yourself together, got your minds together? And for those who may still be struggling in those areas, I would encourage you, especially for my wives, I would encourage you to take this clarity course, and to just come ask some questions. Like, I got questions. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, trying to figure out what's next. I want to encourage you to go on your fasting and really get in a place where you are hearing from God, that you know your next move. You know what's next for you. Okay. I feel like God is taking me, and this is just some my transparency. Hello. And I hope that it can be a blessing to you. But I do feel like God is taking me through different avenues this year. Come on, Jesus. And so it's not just like where I'm still a wife coach. I'm going to still definitely be, coaching the wives. Like that's what I do. I'm a wife coach. But I also feel and see God taking me other places and taking me through different avenues. Hello. I see him taking me through different areas and different avenues where I'm not just coaching the wife, but I'm coaching the boss. I'm coaching the leader. I'm coaching the wife who's ready to boss up, or ready to do some leadership phase. I'm taking on other assignments because I refuse. I don't know about you, but I refuse to stay in the same position. It's like second guessing this thing. Contentment is just not an option anymore. I see God doing some things. I see God doing some things, and it's like, if you're not on board, if you're not ready, and you're not in position, you kind of like lagging around, you won't get left behind this year. I'm just telling you the truth, okay? Like, you're going to get left behind if you're not really ready to make some moves, and you're not really ready to invest in yourself, and you're not really ready to go to that next place. You still kind of like on that same merry-go-round, saying that same sad story. You still on that same cycle, and you ain't trying to do anything to improve yourself in that area, because it's one thing to be in that place, but trying to find a way and trying to find a way out of that place, right? And so as a wife coach, that is why I offer so many different things for the wife, because I understand money be funny, okay? I understand that. I understand your emotions be playing tricks on you, okay? I understand the roller coaster ride, right? I understand the up, down cycle. I understand we fall down and we get back again, I understand, like, okay, I've been reading my Bible, I've been fasting, I've been doing all those things, I've been praying, and I'm still feeling the same way. I understand that. And so because of that, this is one of the reasons why I like to offer several things for the wife to take advantage of, so she can get the necessary help she needs. Listen, just call it, resources from heaven. Come on, Jesus. Jesus. Let's call it resources from heaven. I heard that today, and I thought, I was like, I'm going to share that. This is just called this resources from heaven. There are options on this journey. You do not have to stay in the same place. You do not have to stay stuck. You do not have to be and remain in the same place. So I just want to say to the wives, to the ladies, if you are in a place where you are still kind of like in the same place and you ain't trying to see, or you don't see yourself getting better, improving, trying to go to the next level, listen, don't stay there, because you're going to get left behind this time. Okay. Do not stay there. There have been two things that I have been challenged with this year, in these past 5 days. I mean, we only been in a year a hot minute. Just a little quick minute, and I'm already being challenged. All right. Two things I have been challenged with this year thus far within these past 5 days is trying not to get ahead of God, because I want to make sure that I am not getting ahead of God. But then also, not doing the same thing over and over again. Like that keeps me in the same place and keeps me in the same spot. One of the things I do as a coach, is I do inventory of my business. I do, data. I collect information. I see what works, what does not work. So I know from the years that I've been coaching, I know like this time of year is not really always the best time of the year when it comes down to, clients signing up for, sessions, right? But I also know for the ones who do not continue on their journey and do not continue doing their sessions, I do also know that a lot of, backwardness take place as well. So it's like a two-edged sword on this thing. It's like you either have a choice to stop, quit, and give up and take a chance of, going all the way back, or be willing to make that sacrifice to stay on this healthy journey in the most healthiest way. Listen, wife, ain't nothing about this journey easy. Nothing about this journey is easy. Okay. I just got off a phone call with my mama, and baby, listen, nothing about this journey is easy. Okay. Nothing. And so you have to make a decision. You have to make a choice. You have to make a decision whether or not you're going to continue to keep going, or if you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to just sacrifice and continue to move forward, or you're not, right? Or you're not, and take that chance of falling all the way back. So I have been challenged with like, this is not working. I know what works. I know what does not work. I know, when it comes down to certain type of, sessions, and when it doesn't. So that's why I wanted to offer the clarity call. Like I said, get the training. The training is like about $100. But then you will have an opportunity when I have the next clarity call. You can always come back on and do a re-entry. You can do a re-entry. And when you do that re-entry, that will allow you to come in for like $35, right? So I want to encourage you to do that. I'm going to put the link below. All right. Now, y'all know Coach T got this book coming out. Woo woo. Come on, Jesus. And I am still, the date is pending. The date is still pending because we got to get through all that stuff. That's why I said the administrative work, trying to get things in order. It's hard running a business, okay? It's even harder running a business when you don't have a team and you have to do it on your own, until you get to a place where you can get a team. And so I thank God for that. That was one of the things that the Lord had really, really been pushing me, to do last year, was to write this book. Okay. And it's not really a book. It's more of a self-help guide. That, talks about transformation and transforming a wife to be her better, healthier self, right? It's a transformation, book that talks about the wife being her better, healthier self. This wife has been written specifically to the wives who are going through hardship in a marriage. It has been written specifically to the wife who is going through challenges in her marriage. It has been specifically written to the wife who is going through a marital separation. She's married to a husband who has not completely given his life over to Christ, or he has backslid and he's not walking with Christ like he used to. So it's specifically for that wife. But the book will also be beneficial to all women. Right? It will also be beneficial to all women. The book itself is written specifically to the wife. I wrote the book specifically to the wife who is going through a marital hardship, going through a marital separation inside the home. I wrote that book. I wrote it from what I experienced and what I have experienced with some of the wife clients that I have worked with. I wrote the book from that point of view. But all women will benefit from this book. And even some men, maybe the men want to get it from their wives. You never know, right? So the book is available. The book will be available. I'm gonna keep y'all posted, okay? Like I said, we in the stages of that. It should be coming out really, really soon. Hopefully by the end of this month. But I will have a more update date with you about that soon. All right. And so I'm excited about the book. Next, y'all know I have been talking to you about my in-person live coaching event, right? My in-person live coaching event. And baby, because the event is in April, and you probably say, oh, you still got time. That's not really right now. You got time. It's like, but the work that goes along with planning this, the work that goes along with trying to, get this up and running. Oh my God, it's a lot. Okay. Like I said, it's hard running a business, y'all. It's hard running the business. Especially if you want to run a business where you are, being profitable and you are actually, making a difference and you're doing what God has telling you to do. It's one thing just to go through the motion of going through your business. But when God is actually telling you, like, I need you to do this, I need you to do this, I need you to do this. Oh my goodness, that can be a whole nother thing, right? It's a whole nother thing. So I want to just highlight that this event is not just for the wives. And I know I wanted to come on here live and specifically speak about this because I don't want wives to get confused. I don't want women to get confused. So I wanted to come and explain it. Like I said, the book is specifically written to the wife. And I will have like I said, my John Hancock is not the best. So it won't be a book signing, but it'll be more of a book stamping. But I am trying to have an event, a book stamping for that, for some of the wives that I've been coaching, some of the wives I've been communicating with, and even some women that I don't necessarily coach, but they're the supporters. They follow me, they listen to my content. For those women, I want to have a meet and greet. And so that's going to be part of the event. So that would be like the first day where you can come and do a meet and greet. It will be in the Atlanta, Georgia area, surrounding areas, okay? Because baby, I went to Atlanta today. I got lost 3 times, okay? 3 times. I ain't doing it. I ain't going back down there. When people come to town, they be like, oh, let's go to Atlanta. Let's go. They're like, oh, what's going on right now? Oh, this and that. And we go down there. They're like, oh, this is so nice. I ain't know I had this. Me either. Because I don't go to Atlanta. Them streets down there is crazy. Okay, I get lost. The GPS always throw me off. We'll be in the surrounding areas, okay? So the meet and greet will be in the Atlanta surrounding areas. And like I said, I will encourage you to get on my email list because they will get it first. The ones that's on my email list normally get the information first, where I will be able to share with you more in detail. It is a private event, y'all, so I can't put it on out there like that. But I want to just encourage you. I want to encourage you for the ones who are interested, because I want to meet y'all too. I want to see y'all faces too. I want to take some pictures with you, and I want you to get the book, and I want you to be able to ask your questions. Friday would be the day where I would do that, and I would be able to commune with the wife more at that time, because on the actual day of the event, I would be the host. I would be doing most of the hosting. And so Friday would be the meet and greet, where I'm actually able to speak with the wives, ask questions, be able to collaborate with you about, the book and, anything that you may have questions about. If you have something going on, that would be the time for you as the wife to come, all right? As the wife to come and meet and greet. But everybody is welcome to the meet and greet as long as you register once we get to that part. We'll get through all that part, because like I said, it is a private place. It's a private event. I don't want everybody that's popping up on me. No, okay. So we would get to that part, right? So that would be for the book signing, or the book stamping, I should say. But as far as the retreat is for all women, all right? This retreat is for women who are going through marriage challenges. This retreat is for women who are in unhealthy relationships. This retreat is for a woman who has lost a husband or who has lost a loved one. This retreat would be for women who skin may be breaking out because of her stress, or because of what she's dealing with. This retreat would be for women who aren't sleeping well at night. They having trouble sleeping. This retreat is for women who are navigating through their hormonal seasons, or maybe going through a menopausal season. This retreat would be for the one who is tired of their 9-to-5 job. Come on, Jesus, and ready to boss up and be their own boss. This retreat would be for women who are lacking in self-care, lacking in discipline, unaware unaware of her gifts, unaware of her other earthly assignments, unaware of what God is calling her to next. All right. This retreat is for her. I know churches may call it conferences or revivals, right? The medical field calls it health fairs. The corporate world calls it business meetings. But me, Coach T, I am calling it a treatment. I am calling this a treatment. All right. Teaching women how to retreat herself. Teaching women how to retreat herself. All right. I want women to come and learn how to take better care of themselves their whole selves. Prioritize your mental, your mental, your emotional, your physical, your spiritual, and your financial health. I want you to prioritize all those things. All right. Want to give women an opportunity to experience God in a safe place outside of the local church, because a lot of people think healing and deliverance only takes place in a local church. No, healing and deliverance also take place in in treatments like this. And when you go to places like this, healing and deliverance takes place through this. Healing takes place through having a conversation. Healing takes place when you are, part of a community. Hello. Healing takes place through a phone call, having a conversation and being able to, talk to someone that you trust, and you can get get these things out. Healing takes place doing things like this. Healing takes place with being around other people. Healing takes place with, taking in the serenity of other places and coming to enjoy this place. And listen, this is one of those places. And so I want to encourage you. If you are interested in that, I want to encourage you to get on my email list. Shoot me an email. Say, hey, Coach T, I'm interested in, attending your live event. I want to be able to, I'm trying to put together now a list of the ones who may be interested in it. A lot of people have been inquiring about, well, how much it's going to cost? So it's a lot of, if you are here in the Atlanta area, then of course this is like maybe be pennies for you. But the retreat will be as equal to a person who will be signed up for a consultation. So it will be as equal as to that amount, because you're not just coming to experience Coach T. There will also be other coaches in the building. There will be other coaches there. There will be doctors there. There will be other speakers there. So I have coaches that for all those list of ladies that I just mentioned, there will be coaches specifically for those topics I just mentioned. So we have the life and divorce, coach. We have a relationship coach. We would have a grief and emotional health grief coach. We would have a wellness and beauty coach there. We would have a entrepreneur coach there that's in business. We would have some guest speakers there. We will also have doctors there to answer questions that you may have, concerning your girly stuff, your girly side. Some of the wives that I've coached, they don't have insurance, or they have not had an opportunity to to go to the doctors. You may have some questions. Now, they cannot prescribe you nothing. They can't not write you no prescriptions and all that kind of stuff. But if you have some questions that you can ask, they will be there available as well. So it's going to be a nice time. It's going to be, like I said, we're going for 3 days, but I'm trying to cut that 3 days down to like 2.5 days. But I will give you more information as the time goes. I want you guys to stay tuned. I'm looking forward to meeting you all. I'm looking forward to seeing you. And I'm looking forward to getting the book information out to you. So I'm definitely going to get that information out to you soon. All right. So on that note, y'all see my topic here. Like I said, I'm not going to hold y'all long at all tonight, but I wanted to just come on and mention this because we're at the top of the year now, right? And now is the time for you to make a decision. Now is the time for you to say, listen, it's going to either be me, it's going to be him, it's going to be God's way. You got to make a decision. All right. So my topic tonight is, what if your husband doesn't change? What's next for you? What happens if your husband doesn't change? What is next for you? And like I have mentioned, restoration is our portion. And so one of the things that I have made a decision to do over these next couple of weeks, like I said, for this first quarter, really, really dive in. Maybe some of the women that even is in my book that I have in my book, but also just to speak on women that, really, really, had their whole encounter with God, right? Who had their own personal encounter with God. And so I want to start off this month talking about our girl Hannah, right? I want to talk about our girl Hannah. Now, Hannah is not one of my favorites. She is actually not one of my favorite Bible characters, but there is some things in her story that I wanted to kind of like just pull out, especially for this evening and for this topic. So, First Samuel chapter 1, verses 8. That's what we're going to read. That's going to be the only one. First Samuel chapter 1, verse 8. I would imagine that Hannah was a woman who was dealing with stress and challenges. I could pretty much imagine that she was dealing with some type of stress and challenges. I would imagine that Hannah had some sleepless and restless nights. I could have imagined that, Hannah was not always probably, doing things God's way. I could imagine that Hannah may or may not have gotten into her emotions, gotten into her feelings. I can imagine that she had some rough days. She had some rough days, okay? She had the side chick. She had the side chick living in her home. And not only was she living in the home, the side chick was living in her home, sleeping with her husband and having babies from her husband, okay? I could imagine, Hannah cutting her eye at her. I could imagine, Hannah looking at her sideways. I could even imagine Hannah probably looking at those kids a little sideways, because at the end of the day, those were not her children. Those were her husband's children, but it was her husband's children with another woman, right? It was her husband's children with another woman. So I can imagine Hannah being under some type of distress, some type of agony, some type of trauma, some type of pain in that type of environment, all right? In that type of environment. Not only was she dealing with that, dealing with a side chick, in her home, dealing with the side chick, sleeping with her husband, dealing with the side chick, having her husband's children. She was dealing with the side chick mocking her. Like, is it enough that you already got my man, you sleeping with my man, you having kids by my man, you in our house, and now you got the nerve to be mocking me? I can imagine that Hannah was dealing with some type of stress. I can imagine she was dealing with some type of heartache. I can imagine that she had some very, very hard days, right? She had some very, very hard days. And the Bible talks about, Hannah and how she cried out to God, and how she, she was just in this really, really low place, and how she, she desired having a baby, but, her womb was closed up, but she desired to have a child. She desired to have a child on her own. And so this is why I want to pick up in 1 Samuel chapter 1, verses 8. I'm not going to say his name, okay? I'm going to let y'all go back and read it yourself, and y'all say his name. I'm going to just say Hannah's husband, or that man, okay? The mister, okay? And it reads this, starting in verse 8. Why are you crying, Hannah? The mister said. That's what her husband said. Why are you crying, Hannah? He would ask. Why aren't you eating? Why be downhearted just because you have no children? You have me. He said, you have me. Isn't that better than having 10 sons? The nerve of this man to think, listen, you got me. Am I not better than you having 10 sons? You don't need no children. We already have children here. Our children are already here. You got me. You got me. Why you not eating? Why you feeling so low? Why you so down? Right? Why are you in this? Why are you in this low place? Why you feeling like this? What's going on with you? You got me. And what I wanted to point out of this one little small little verse here, like I said, we're not going to get into a long discussion about this, because I want to talk about more about her story later on. But what I want to point out to this was, why your husband may not necessarily be in a season of changing, but you better make sure that you are. Your husband may not be in a season of changing. This man was very content with how things were between him and his wife. This man was very content about what was going on between him and his wife and the other woman. This man was very content of how life was treating him. He was very content about what things were. His wife was over here going through all kinds of hell, dealing with all kinds of hardship, dealing with all kinds of heartaches and pain. And he has the nerve to say, what's wrong with you? You got me. you got me. Hannah's husband was okay with her being in that same place year after year after year, because he was okay with being in that same place year after year after year. He was okay with that. He was okay with the life that they were living. He was okay with sleeping with the other woman. He was okay with having kids from the other woman. He was okay with laying up with the other woman and then going and laying up with his wife. He was okay with that. He was okay with that. Like, I'm good over here. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you. You should be good too. You got me. You don't need no kids. You eat your food. Eat. You don't need no children. We got children. We already got children in this house. What's wrong with you? You got me. You got me. This man was content with living the life that he was living. He was content with the lifestyle that he was living. He was okay with what he had going on. But Hannah was not. All right? Hannah was not. And I just want to encourage you, wife, tonight. I want to encourage you on tonight. This is a season where you have to make a decision not to be okay with your husband's choices. This is a season in a year where you have to be okay with not being okay with your husband's choices and behaviors and what he's doing. If that's what he's doing, if that's what he got going on, you don't have to be in agreement with it. You don't have to be in alignment with it. You don't have to go along with it just to go along with it, okay? You do not have to settle for, oh, this is just how it is. This is how it's going to be. This is where I'm going to end up. This is how it's going to be. Like, you know, some things just don't change. And like this, I see stories like this all the time. And, you know, I had a family like this, and I knew this one person, she stayed with that man that way. You don't have to stay in that position, right? You don't have to be in that position. You have to know that you have options on this journey, and you have options about what's best for you. You have options about what's best for you. Okay. Like I said, we're not going to get into the whole story because I want to come back and revisit this and talk more about this more in detail on another day. But I wanted to bring that up, and I want to share with you 3 points to I start with you. If your husband doesn't ever do the things that you want him to do, you got to make a decision. That's on you. I'm going to do and let God do what he needs to do in me. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's keep on freezing. Yeah, this so I'm saying this ain't acting crazy. At the end of the day, you have to make a decision what's best for you on this journey. You have to make a decision what's best for you moving forward. Your husband may not never change, and you don't have to be okay with that. What you have to make a decision to do about your changes and what you need to do about the changes, right? Number 2, let God arrest your husband's choices, not you. It is no longer your place, wife. It never has been. I know for many, you know, they have called their husband out. Oh, you doing this? Oh, you not right? Or you acting like this? Or you saying this? Or you shouldn't be this way? Or you over there with this person, this and that, whatever. A lot of wives have done these things. But listen, you got to let God arrest your husband's heart. You got to let God arrest your husband's choices. You got to let God deal with your husband. Your husband has to have his own personal encounter with God. And when he does, you gonna hear about it. Okay? When he does, you will hear about it. All right? It is not on you anymore, wife, for you to make the decision to change your husband. It's not about praying a certain prayer, or it's not about, you know, praying a certain warfare prayer. It's not about those things. I'm not telling you not to pray for your husband, because one of the things Coach T is going to always tell wives is to keep him covered. You may be the only person that's praying for him. So I'm not going to ever tell you to not pray for him. But what I am going to say, you have to make a decision to release him and let him have his own encounter with the Lord. All right? And last one, number 3, make a decision to move on without your husband. Make a decision to move on without your husband. Now, this is probably the most hardest for wives. Listen, wife, Coach T understand. And like I have shared with you many times, I have walked most of y'all's journey. I have encountered a lot of what you're going through. I understand the pains. I understand the hurts. I understand the trying to release a person that you love. I trying to release a person that you love. I We are in a new year. We are in a new place. We are in a new season. And we have to make a decision right now, today, about following through with the instructions of the Lord and doing what it is that he has called you to do. And sometimes wise, that may mean doing those things without, because it's time for me to get off. When you represent me, your behavior, that can turn or draw your husband to me. That can attract your husband to me. So your job as his wife is to just maintain being a representative of Christ. Nothing else than that. Nothing else than that. And follow through the pursuit and follow through the instructions that God is giving you. Listen, wife, I want to encourage you, if you are still on the fence, you're still trying to figure out this thing about marriage separation, you still have questions, you're still trying to figure out what's next, I want to encourage you to sign up for my clarity course. Sign up for my clarity course today. You can sign up at my website, www.marriagechroniclesbytanika.com. I want to also put the link below so that you can jump hold of that. Get on the clarity call. I will be on a call with the ladies for about 90 minutes, no more than 2 hours. This call will not extend 2 hours, just to answer any questions that you may have. This is one of my ways of helping, wives out in this beginning top of the year, because I know a lot of times people are not able to pay for consultations because of the holidays. So I want to offer you this course. I want to offer you this clarity training. And we will be on a Zoom call, and you have questions you can ask. You'll be able to ask those questions. All right. We are in a new place. We're moving forward. Restoration is your portion, and you are on the heart of God. If your husband doesn't ever change, wife, if he doesn't ever change, what's next for you? If he's making a decision not to change, you need to make sure that is not your decision. You need to make sure that you are following pursuit with the Lord and doing what he's asking you to do. If you keep on reading the story of Hannah, you see that Hannah did not allow her husband's word choices towards her to stop her from going after God. She did not allow what he said. You got me. you got me. She did not allow those things to stop her from pursuing the Lord and going after God to get the things that she wanted. Her desire was for her to have a child. Her desire is for her to have a child. And you have to understand, wife, if your husband is in his place, in his mood, got his mindset and doing his own thing, that's not on you. That is not on you. You have an obligation to steward yourself well. You have an up at www.marriagechroniclesbytanika.com. Like I said, for many, the consultation may not be an option right now because of the holidays. You may not have that. You may cannot afford that because that price has not changed. You may cannot do a consultation. Get ready for this live event in April. I want to see y'all there. I want to see y'all there at the meet and greet. I will let you guys know when the book is coming out. Like I said, it's still pending. It should be out sometime this month. But I will keep you posted. If you are in the Atlanta area, listen, this is not for you to bring your boo, your man. This is how you bring your girlfriend, your support team, your girl circle to this event. All right. If you have ever did any of my entrepreneur workshops, you know that I always have great guests, and I'm super excited about the panel that we have lined up for these wives, for these women, for these single ladies, for these widows, for the ones who are dealing with, grief, for the ones who are dealing with, self-care, lacking of self-care. We have something for everyone. We have something for every woman. This event is not just for the wife. It is for women. It's for women. So get connected with me on my email list. You can do that at www.marriagechroniclesbytanika.com. In the meantime, sign up for the clarity course, and y'all enjoy yourselves. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Blessings.